Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is for the Minister of Community Safety and Correctional Services. Minister, with the recent tornadoes that affected many families throughout Ottawa region, we've heard of the many difficulties faced by our dedicated emergency responders during their response efforts. The communications infrastructure that our hard-working frontline officers and emergency personnel rely upon to respond to emergency situations is in a terrible state of disrepair. Speaker, through you, could the minister please explain to all members of this legislature what he is doing to ensure that Ontario's emergency communications infrastructure is improved?
Minister of Community Safety and Correctional Services.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you to the member from Carleton for the question. As you've heard today, our government has taken real action to address Ontario's crumbling public safety radio network, a system relied upon by many of the province's frontline officers and emergency responders. Replacing this outdated and ineffective radio network is critical to all emergency services throughout the province. When Ottawa was shaken by the tragic tornadoes, our hard-working and dedicated frontline officers and emergency responders were obstructed from performing their duties safely and effectively due to the frequent outages that affected the PSRN on a daily basis. In an emergency situation, Mr. Speaker, regardless of where it is in the province, communication between our frontline and emergency responders is a key component to ensuring public safety and to also keep our emergency responders safe.
Here, here. Well done.
Thank you. Supplementary.
Mr. Speaker, I thank the minister for his response. It's reassuring to know that our government for the people, under Premier Ford's leadership, is taking the necessary steps to ensure that public safety is enhanced and restored throughout the province. Our hard-working and dedicated frontline officers and emergency personnel deserve to have the tools they need to keep all of Ontario's communities safe. Minister, as you know, frontline officers and emergency personnel throughout the province rely upon Ontario's public safety radio network. There has been constant concern over smaller, rural and northern communities like Richmond, Metcalfe and Osgoode when it comes to having the necessary tools and resources to perform their duties safely and effectively. To the minister, could you please explain how modernizing the public safety radio network will help those living in smaller, rural and northern communities in my riding of Carleton and across this great province?
Minister.
Thank you for that very good question. Let me start off by saying that the Ontario Public Safety Radio Network is relied upon by more than 38,000 emergency responders throughout the province. It is the largest, most complex net in all of North America, but it was one of the last ones that has been left to comply with the P25 standard in North America. This modernization project will ensure that our more than 38,000 frontline officers and first responders, including OPP officers, paramedics, hospital staff, fire services, provincial highway maintenance staff, and even the province's conservation officers can count on communications infrastructure, network and equipment they need when they respond to emergencies. This project will assist our hardworking frontline officers and emergency responders throughout the province becoming better equipped to keep our communities and families and businesses safe.